Hey Ma, do you know what bursts my bubble?
What bursts your bubble?
Love.
Love.
I think everybody wants to be loved.
I do too.
For so long, I feel as though I've been deprived of love. Like a plant that's unwatered. I feel like nobody was loving me. I was being neglected. Nobody was intervening. And you know, I think, you know, for my life, I feel as though I've been involuntarily celibate. I've been deprived of romantic partners. And I realize they say my chains are internal. They're not maternal or anybody really doing it. It's kind of like Pink Floyd, The Wall. I was sitting in my apartment, anxious, agoraphobic, what I called solitary confinement, but nobody had me at gunpoint in there. I felt unloved and alone.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you feel sitting in your apartment, when you feel, and the chains are your own, they're self-made.
Yeah, of course.
I
think Dr. Garrett says your chains are internal.
Okay,
they're not maternal.
But
Your mother
what is
doesn't
it?
have.
Let's take a day like today.
Yeah.
Beautiful day. You look great. You're young. You're handsome, and there's opportunities out there. What is it that stops you from trying to make an opportunity happen? That immediately you jump to the worst negative conclusion of how the day will go. So that keeps you in said room.
I mean, obviously, I know there's a fear of like New York City, for example. There's a fear of getting assaulted. There's a fear.
But this isn't New York City.
There's a fear of stepping on like things like hypodermic needles. But however, you know, when it comes,
is there also a fear of, well, nobody will be what I want them to be, and nobody will click with me the way I want them to click, so it's a waste of time?
Yeah, I think people will say, you know, sometimes in these mental health recovery groups, I feel like I'm too advanced. I feel as though
you don't think there's anybody
I'm too
out
high
there,
functioning for it.
You don't think there's anybody out there that's either more advanced or as advanced and has recovered and could actually be a good friend and a good, even girlfriend? There's got to be other people. You're not unique. So you're not giving it a chance.
Right.
In your mind, you're shutting it down before it even has a chance to bloom.
Right.
And you have bloomed in opportunities before
Right.
when you gave it a chance.
I know you say, you know, the solitary Joanne Greenberg world where I was posting on social media for like the past God knows how long, decade, 2 decades.
Right.
You said that was me. Joanne Greenberg land was me. You know, I did it to myself. Nobody was forcing me to sit in solitude posting on social media.
But she did too.
I never read I Never Promised You a Rose Garden.
From what I've read of it, she did too. It was where she felt safe.
Right.
And she felt in control, popular, happy. She was in control of everything in there. In the real world, you don't know what's going to happen around the next corner.
Right.
And that's scary to anybody. Change is scary to all people, not just people that have illness. And most people do have some sort of an illness in their life.
Right.
And that being said, the challenge is at your doorstep. You're young. We don't stay young forever.
Right.
And the challenge is at your doorstep to make things happen. Give it a chance over and over. If you give something a chance, you ever hear the saying, you got to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince? It's
or princess, but
or
yeah.
princess, yeah. So give it a chance. I'm telling you, you're not unique. And there are people above you, people below you, and people right in the middle that you can connect with and find love with.
Right.
But you've got to, love is out there, you've got to go get it.
To quote Gary Burr.
Yeah.
But also, you know, I feel as though because I've sat in solitude for like 36 years, you know, I feel like my social skills aren't up to par with a lot of people.
So why don't you practice them?
Yeah, I know, practice makes perfect. But I like, for example, at the open mic nights, I'll interact with people that work professional jobs as teachers, lawyers, doctors.
Do you find that intimidating?
I feel like my flaws are exposed and I behave like this weird man-child.
You don't. You think you do.
I know Dr. Garrett says it's extreme self-consciousness. You think people are looking at you in a critical way.
Everybody that meets you
Yeah.
says, oh, such a lovely young man, so polite. So you just don't see that because you're not out there.
I'm not good at making small talk. I feel insecure.
Practice.
Yeah, you got to practice. But I feel like because I've sat in solitude for my life.
So what are you going to do to change it?
I mean, to change sitting in solitude, you could either sit in solitude and blame your mother, which gets you nowhere. It's just, I know, like
Get you to bad places.
I hate to use this term, but mental, you know, it's wasted energy. Or you could come back with determination and go out there and find a girlfriend, get a job, get love. I mean, basically, to
When
quote,
people get determined,
Yeah.
really determined, and say, I'm going to go to Weight Watchers, I'm going to go to find a girlfriend, I'm going to go find a job, they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Get the determination on your side. Not the good deed, determination. Get the good deed.
and like the late Owen Hart once said, enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Make the change today.
Make the change, and you know, get fed up and realize blaming your mother, saying my chains are maternal. What is that? You know, come back with determination.
It's easy to blame someone else. It's
Yeah.
easy to blame someone. Then you don't have to do anything.
Right.
But who cares?
And besides, let's say you passed away, hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be flying off to Hollywood superstardom. I'd be homeless, or I'd be in the
taken care of.
state psychiatric hospital, and that is
What it is.
What it is.